Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Besiege. Now this is a game about building war machines in order to accomplish goals. Now this is about 5th mission, something like that. And my war machine has gone horribly wrong. So let me show you how I went horribly wrong. What I have here is I am surrounded by minions. I don't know whose minions, but someone's minions. Anyway. They want to destroy my war machine because it is big and it's pointy. Now I have to kill 90% of the enemy force, which is easier said than done. Although I have saw blades, I've got spikes, I've got a flamethrower, I've got more pointy things on the front, and I've got plows to kind of move the bodies out of the way as I slaughter them. The way that the mechanics work, so all the physics strains are sort of all pulling on the machine, and so some of the time I'm burning as a result of hitting something that burns, or I am tearing the craft apart from the various stresses that are being put on the various components. Now I've tried to negate some of these problems by building a much more stable craft and by using sort of these beams. So this is completely, this is what I have built. You use these little blocks here, various different things to complete this, and you can complete it in any way that you want. You can do an easy thing with just lots of cannons on it. You can make a flying machine with flamethrowers on the bottom of it. But I'm kind of going for something a little bit more traditional, saw blades and spikes, though I'm not completely sure the spikes are working as well as I'd like. Actually, I wonder if I can fire these spikes forwards. That might be worth... Oh, no, I won't be able to because of the... well... Let's see what we can do. Actually, you know what I could do? Piston. And something a little bit spiky. Metal spike. And I'm just wondering what would happen if I stuck a metal blade on there as well. That would be too low, but I wonder if I stuck a metal spike on it, pointing down. There we go. That looks pretty nice. Right, now to move the... Let's just extend the piston. Let's put that on 1. Let's put that on 2. So you can actually code these things to go in a certain way. So now let's see what happens. They all charge forwards. I'm gonna poke them a little bit. Let's move forwards. The spikes aren't really working that well. What was it to drop the spikes on the back? I can't remember why. No, Y did that. T, R, V, no, J. There we go. As you can see, those really didn't work particularly well. And now fire has just consumed my vehicle. But I've still got some sort of things flying around. And that has given me another terrible, terrible idea. So my big problem, part of my big problem, is these guys at the front. So could I make them just disappear? If I work my way in here and I remove that, I can then add in a decoupler. There. And that one there. Right. That's going to need to press J to essentially fire this out. can then put circular saws on here. I think I am getting very, very close into this stuff. Right, that is going to clip into something else. So let's just remove the bits around it so I can see a little bit better into it. So that's going to clip on that. That's going to clip on. What's that going to clip on? Oh, it might be because it's too low. Let's just pull it up a little bit. And then that'll be fine. So that's going to be going that way. That's going to be going there is a flip. Oh, how do I rotate block, flip wheel direction is the one I wanted. F. I can't do that. I might be able to send it forwards with just one saw blade. Let's give it a go, see what happens. So R, J. It sort of worked. Maybe. This machine that ends up having no control over it whatsoever. It's going to end interestingly. There you go. So now when we go, sort of did what I wanted it to. Ah, success! Because all my various blades and things that survived murdered everyone and continue to murder people. And you can actually see how you killed all of these various people. Or the last, I think it's the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's the last 8 people you killed. Most people were burnt to death, but one person was killed by blunt force trauma. And that is the game. Sometimes you kill, sort of burn down sort of small villages, other times you still a piece, just vaguely sort of running around the arena. Yeah, so sometimes you might attack villages, castles, and you use those little bits and pieces to build the machine that you need to do the job. And so when you get to your next zone, for example, it will be something a little bit different. So in this case I just got to pick up some ore. I have to build a machine to steal and deliver 2 iron ore, which, you know, you are given the tools to do it, but you know, a machine like this, which is built for attacking people, may not really be quite so useful for, you know, picking up ore, so you would have to either modify it or start over. In this case I would just modify it a little bit, take out all these spikes that we really don't need, and, you know, fit it with some grabbers. A couple of grabbers. That's on 1, that's on 2. Go. And so you would also might want some way of actually turning your machine other than just moving it. There are components that you can use to turn your machines. Let's add a steering hinge to each of these sides, and then you can stick a wheel on there, and that will give you a little bit of I'm going to just remove some of these bits. They're weighty, and as a result it just causes the machine to not really behave as intended. That should suffice. It's a reasonably strong construction. So the way that the steering works is a little bit strange. So you turn it as much as you need it to. It means that the steering is very almost imprecise. So you do have to sort of think about that a little bit more, because otherwise that will happen and you'll just break your machine like I've just done. There's probably a better way of doing this. I think possibly a better way of doing this, just from thinking lightly about it, is to build some kind of a sky crane and come down on top of the ore and then move it into the area, rather than trying to stab it and move it. So we can try that. Let's try that. Let's destroy my machine, don't need it anymore, and let's build a sky crane. So what do we need in a sky crane? Well, we need a way of picking up the ore. The way I'd want to do it is put a piston on there and then a grabber. Then, of course, we need to be able to move. So let's just build a basic sort of sky crane like device. Like so. And I want to just bring it down a little bit more, actually thinking about it. So we've got a reasonably stable platform. Let's move that down to the ground. And just set it on the ground, like that. Next up, I'm going to want to make sure that this is stable. So just by putting some of these what they called struts. They're not called the brace. Just because I am going to be hauling some pretty heavy things. Okay. These legs are just like landing legs. They're not actually going to be used for anything. Lastly, we need something to fly with, and yeah, that should suffice. Not totally sure what the wing panels do, but it should allow me to move a little bit better. So now I can, how do I go up? Oh, it's O, isn't it? There's not enough thrust there at all. Let's try that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we have very, very small amount of control over this thing. So try. I don't know if this is actually going to work. I'm going the wrong way very, very rapidly. It's more like a helicopter than anything else. I need a way of moving it forwards, or moving it in a specific direction. Only way that I can think of doing it is through the use of wheels. Those wheels are so heavy that actually this machine isn't going to work at all. Oh, we've got it up, we've got it up. No, bad. Going wronger, very wronger. Don't you love physics puzzles? Because that's what this is. Pure and simple, this is a physics puzzle. And the trick is getting the machine to go in the way that you actually want it to. You can build a flying machine, but it's going to be very, very clumsy. Another way of doing this, I guess, would be to actually get rid of all of this stuff, because it's probably not going to work. Keep with this sort of rather elevated design, I guess. And then maybe almost like have a grabber on here. Like that, maybe. Of course, I'm actually only be able to go forwards. But I'm going to be able to go forwards quickly. Oh, removed the wrong one. That should allow me to now turn. Excellent. That's more like it. Sort of. There we go. And now we can sort of tow it and push it. It's not particularly gainly, but we're sort of broken it. So yeah, that's Besieged. It's an interesting little physics puzzle game whereby you build yourself a machine in order to do a task, and sometimes that task is to destroy structures, sometimes it's to destroy armies, and sometimes it's to just move iron ore around. The game is on early access. It's currently $4.99 and on Steam Early Access. And yeah, that's the game. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.